So the main qualifying started, and a lot of people were already on the track by 5:30 a.m. in Brazil, trying to trudge into the stadium, to the circuit, to get a seat, to buy their tickets. Some that have bought tickets quickly get their seats, sit down, get ready. But there was still rain. Can you see how lovely the Brazilians are? How fun they had to be with. They're already on track by 5:30 a.m. because they want to watch the qualifying and they want to see the main race. Inside the race, they were there waiting until the qualifying started 9:30 a.m. Brazilian time. That was around 11:30 in Nigeria. Then with the qualifying starting, we had a whole energy in the qualifying. Lando Norris led all the qualifying sessions, but Franco Colapinto brought out the first red flag in Q1 to damage his Williams. And at the end of the qualifying, Lewis Hamilton complained about not enjoying the car. He came home 16th, was knocked out in Q1. Oliver Bierman knocked out in Q1. Colapinto, the red flag, knocked out in Q1. Nico Hulkenberg 19th and Zhou Guanyu 20th, knocked out in Q1. And Lewis Hamilton's complaint was, what a damn car. In Q2, the RBs flying everywhere. They are doing a good job. And Carlos Sainz brought out the red flag. With the RB flying, at the end of the day, they could not fly into the Q3. They ended their running in Q2 by Carlos Sainz, and Piastri was leading on his first lap. He was the first person to get on Inters, and he did a good job. But at the end of the day, the track was ramping up, getting better. Stroll brought the second red flag in Q2, and we have no RB20 in Q3. Max Verstappen out in Q2, Sergio Perez out in Q2, and it was a disaster for the Red Bull. Immediately the red flag was out, they were unable to set another lap, and there are misunderstandings that it could be from the race director that it was not well said, this, that, but the red flag is out already, and there's nothing they can do about it. Two red flags in Q2, and we had Valtteri Bottas 11, Verstappen 12, but will be starting 17 alongside Lewis Hamilton, Sergio Perez 13, Carlos Sainz 14, Pierre Gasly 15th. No, he should be starting beside Oliver Bierman. He should be able to charge through the field. It depends on what we have in the main race, the weather. But Lando Norris led the Q2 again after desperately surviving the Q3. The Q3 was a bit shaky because in the Q3 we had another Aston Martin of Alonso out, two Aston Martins out, and later we had Albon out also, two Williams out, two Aston Martins out, and that is a big rebuild for that team in 3 hours to get for the race. I don't know how they will do it, but it's a big, huge job for them. But 5 red flags in qualifying. Finally, we had 7 cars to start the final lap of the qualifying, and Lando Norris excelled. He took that absolute position, P1, with George Russell. After struggling, they were able to maximize their time, stay in the garage. We come in P2, Tsunoda P3, Ocon 4, Liam Lawson, good qualifying for him in P5, Charles Leclerc P6, Piastri P7, Alex Albon crashed out P8, Alonso crashed out P9, Stroll crashed out P10. There are no Red Bulls in Q3, but we have Racing Bulls in Q3. The Racing Bulls did a quite impressive job. I hope they will be able to hold position without Red Bull compromising their race. Let's see how that goes, but it's going to be a very interesting race with Max Verstappen charging right from the back. Will he be able to overtake? Will he be able to get good pace and make up some good points in the race as to stay in charge and not compromising positions to give a lot of points to Lando Norris? This is looking like down dead to the wire, how they'll be able to run it out. 120 points for grabs, 8 points out of it. Let's see how this runs out. Now to the main race. We should enjoy a better race, but the qualifying was better. 1 hour to it. Let's see how it goes. Please like, subscribe, and share. I love you guys. Bye. Sincerely, I think Interlagos, Brazilian GP, is not a place the stewards should be getting the top of the crop drivers. Remember 2021, Lewis Hamilton was given 25 days grid penalty, 20 for the sprint race, 5 for the main race. And what he did, he won the race. Max Verstappen given an opportunity to go out in Q2 today. And you know what he did? He was angry. He won the race. Like I said already, that Interlagos is a place in which comes with so much surprises. And the rain giving us so many things to fondle with, so many things to enjoy. You know, it all ended in Max Verstappen winning the race. And what a great win for him. What a great fight. What a great spirit he brought into the race to tell McLaren that you guys might be chasing Constructors Championship. We don't have opportunity to chase it again. But this Drivers Championship, I'm in it to win it. And that was what he did today. He really showed he's in there to win it. And what a great win for him today. He really won it capitally to show that, yes, it deserves to be a 4-time championship. The funny thing is, he is going to win it. There's no way. And there's nobody that can steal it away from him, because this win has secured or cemented his status as one of the greatest, because this is just outstanding. Coming from 17 to winning the treacherous no rain situation, kudos to him. So Max Verstappen won the race in Interlagos, and you don't want to get him angry. He was angry because of what happened during the qualifying. He was out in Q2 because of a red flag in which was delayed by the marshals. I feel the drivers' championship is just over. Max Verstappen winning this means the drivers' championship is over, because the last few races, I said in the video that I don't see him winning any race this season, but what a pull he did in Interlagos, it has just sealed it that there's no way Lando Norris can come back and hunt him, except there's a magic, and I don't see it coming, because Red Bull will do whatever they have to do to make sure he's consistent, at least even if he's getting 1 point, 2 points out of the race. There are 3 more races. If you can get 1, 2, 3 points out of those races, he wins conveniently. And Red Bull coming to that track knows that they don't have anything to offer. Their car is not going to do extraordinary thing against the McLaren. Even in tests, in practices, we saw that. But something worked for them today, and what was it? The weather. The McLaren had to change their DRS ring, their setup, and boom, that was it. McLaren lost it. And boom for Red Bull. Max Verstappen trusts his brakes so much. I think all that they did all through before the Park family was to bleed those brakes to the point that they are working. He trusts his brakes so much in this race that immediately he's calling on the brakes. The brakes are not locking up, they're not skidding, they're not juddering. They're answering him like, yeah, okay, yeah, you understand. And the race started with Max Verstappen starting 17th on the grid. Lewis Hamilton, because of few drivers that had shunts, that had to rebuild their car. Someone like Carlos Sainz had a totally new ICE turbo, a lot of components, had to start from the pit lane. Alex Albon could not start. Lance Stroll started, but on the formation lap, he ran into the grass again and his race was kaput. Fernando Alonso started from the pit lane, but it was painful for drivers like Fernando Alonso, Lewis Hamilton all the race. Alex Albon could not start. Colapinto started the race from the pit. So all those guys that missed, their spaces were empty. So unfortunately, starting the race, Max Verstappen was able to jump from 17th before the end of first lap. He was able to get into 11th position in just 1 lap, and that was it. He was just gunning the engine down all through. He overtook Lewis Hamilton, and from there he had the race in his hand, like he could come fourth, and fourth means he's still in championship. And Max Verstappen really showed the world that he's a champion at heart, and sometimes he wants to do what the greats have done to become unstoppable. People like Michael Schumacher, Ayrton Senna, Alain Prost, Lewis Hamilton. He needs to get out of there. This is a new level of him discovering himself. At the point, McLaren's crew their own race themselves, but during that double with yellow, when they were the VSC, the virtual safety car, when they were meant to come in, they didn't come in. When it was ending, they saw it ending. Instead of them to stay on the track, they pitted and they lost track position. And Max Verstappen carefully waited for the red flag. He got the red flag, and bingo, he was back into the race. Changed his tire from the pit. He was there. He could not do much against Esteban Ocon in the first stint, but on the second stint of the rolling start, he was able to make sure he jumped on Esteban Ocon, and from there, it was in no way stopping him. He just kept on leading, smashing the barriers, and doing everything to make sure he wins the race. And that is how confident he was on the brake, and confident he was of the car he was driving, and everything he has been given today. His teammate Sergio Perez delivered bad goods. Maybe it's the car, I don't know, but there'll be a different video about him. But I think there was nothing he could do today, because where he was just in DRS, himself and Lewis Hamilton, and the race was not coming to him at all. So Esteban Ocon and the Alpine team, what a great race and great strategy. They were able to stay right in there until it called for them. They didn't lose focus. Esteban Ocon could have won the race if not for the mistakes, but they stayed in there. They stayed ahead. They were there and they didn't mess up. The Mercedes team made their mistakes. The drivers made their mistakes. It was mistake all through. When the team has made a mistake, it's a couple on drive day where the driver makes his own mistake. And to McLaren, they made a whole lot of blunder today, and the drivers made a whole lot of blunder. The Mercedes team, one of the mistakes they made was before the cars went into the main race while they were still on track, they adjusted the tire pressure. Wait, hold on. What were they doing? In this era in which you have cameras everywhere, on the track in which you have cameras everywhere, people looking at you, adjust tire pressure, Mercedes, what are you guys thinking? With all your experience, this should not be happening. But Mercedes, they did it. And they were caught, and they were fined $5,000 for the 2 cars. The team was fined. And even Lando Norris' start infringement was a fine of $5,000. His position was not taken. But at the end of the day, we had a beautiful race. We had the Alpine coming second and third, Verstappen winning the race, the Russell coming fourth, Norris fifth, Piastri sixth, which gives the McLaren still leading the championship. The Ferrari were only able to get Charles Leclerc in points. Red Bull were only able to get 25 points from Max Verstappen. And it shows how their season is already undoubtedly going. I think they don't need to care about the Constructors' Championship. What Red Bull need to care about is Max Verstappen winning the main championship. Charles Leclerc 5th, Lando Norris 6th, Yuki Tsunoda 7th. Yuki Tsunoda drove a beautiful race today. Liam Lawson drove a beautiful race. It came 9th, Oscar Piastri 8th, Lewis Hamilton 10th. Liam Lawson was able to defend both Lewis Hamilton and Sergio Perez, kept them behind him, made them make mistakes. Naturally, the Mercedes will make mistakes. The setup is bad. The car is worse. Everything is not just working for Mercedes today. Lewis Hamilton gave a whole lifetime comment in 2 phrases at the end of the race, and I wonder how Toto Wolff and the whole Mercedes team will be feeling about it, because it shows how far they've moved in the season. One race can bring them down and deteriorate everything they've worked to where they are, and Mercedes has a long way to go. If teams like McLaren, Ferrari are improving and Mercedes are not getting it, as in they are going up and down the ladder, we have 3 more races to go, and at this point they are still learning. It's just a shame. And he said if this is the last time that he gets performance, it's a shame. That was what he said. If he's getting performance for the last time, it's a shame. The Haas were unable to get some good points today. Nico Hulkenberg tired the car. A lot of mistakes because the rain was on and off. But the major takeaways is that Max Verstappen won the race from the 17th position. He did a massive job, while the Alpine, that had been a wish-wash team, came back in Interlagos and did a wonderful job, coming 2nd and 3rd. And the Constructors' Championship is almost sealed, while the Drivers' Championship, to me, is already sealed. Those are the takeaways, because coming into Las Vegas, then Qatar, then Dubai, it's just an unending paraphernalia of different emotions coming into those races to see what McLaren can do and what Red Bull will do. Because as of this point, Red Bull are sitting on top and they are not going to let anything drop it off. They are just going to keep scraping the points out to the end of the season. While McLaren has a lot of changes, a lot of opportunities, a lot of push to do to help them change their own fate and change the way the season ends. Also, for Mercedes, they are just sealed on 4th. Aston Martin sealed on 5th, while Alpine has climbed the ladder to 6th, ahead of the Haas team that has really improved in recent times. So Alpine are ahead of them with 3 points. The battle for the last money is important. I'm not seeing Kick Sauber. Let me say that. Maybe they will get some points in the next race. I don't see Kick Sauber winning any race because 0 points, 21 races. What a shame. Beautiful team we are seeing this season. 3 teams above 500 points each. McLaren 593 points, Ferrari 553 points, Red Bull 544 points. So it's a good one, unlike the last 2 years when Red Bull were just going into 800 points and thereabouts. Now we're having about 1,600 points shared amongst 3 teams, which is great. Only Kick Sauber with nothing. Williams are already sealed in 9th position. There's no way they can get more, but they've done a bit great in this season because RB picked some maximum points today, which will help them in securing the 8th position or possibly going 7th. The fight is between RB, Haas, and Alpine. Alpine 49, Haas 46, RB 44, which is just 5.32 across those 3 teams. Also, I think the next 2-3 weeks, all these teams will be able to reflect and see how they can conclude the season. Lewis Hamilton will see how he can say goodbye and go and join his Ferrari team in Maranello and start a new year and a new campaign with them. Also, the drive of Lewis Hamilton in the MP4/5 of 18 Senna was a great one, in which 18 Senna's sister was with him after the drive. And it was a big emotional moment for Lewis Hamilton and Vivienne. We hope to see much of these tributes, not just to old drivers or to dead drivers, but to show how far Formula One has come and how far some of these young legends are already putting their stamp right in there. 86 points to go, 30 races. You can't afford to miss the rest of the season. I love you guys. Catch other videos that I will be making. There might be other breakdown videos in which we'll analyze some of the drivers. But certainly, I love you guys. Keep watching, keep sharing, keep liking our videos. I love you guys. Bye. Cheers.